they had maybe 20, at the time 25 staff. I was a 6th year student, and he was like, we need some help here. We're happy to offer you like a contract for this job, which was like a 3-year job. And I was like, okay, what's my role gonna be? And he's like, everything. So Nat was working, she was working on a job down the coast, I think. So we weren't working on the same project. And then I accepted it, and it was really hard to say goodbye to the guys at Planet, because at the time I think I was working on a project, you know, Coolum Golf Club, not Palmer, but the Coolum one, they were starting to put little residents around it, and I was like, cool. So I was working on a pretty good project, but at the same time I was thinking, I've got to think like a bit, you know, longer term. So yeah, I sort of resigned from there, accepted the position at Mirvac, started, and we were over at Park Road, and sort of walked into an environment which was somewhere between that big Peddlethorpe corporate and the under the house type arrangement. I was like, okay, this could be work, and I thought with only 20 odd people there, I can kind of, I guess, not mould it, so to speak, but kind of be a bigger part of something here. And that project just grew. You know, Brisbane was booming, everything we designed and was getting sold. So of course it was a good, the euphoria around what you were doing was actually making a difference. So that was, yeah, final year student. So then ended up working for Mirvac for close to 9 years. And by the time I'd left, to jump forward a fair bit, they had 125 people. But I felt because I got in there at that early stage, I was sort of growing with it and getting exposed to some amazing projects. And it came to December of 2004. What I should just go back and say is at Planet, my mate that I was talking about, so we went through uni together, and so we were both at Planet, then I went over to Mirvac, and then obviously still good mates, talk to them every day about stuff, and then another job came up at Mirvac, and I went, oh, so I was he going to work on building waterline at Bulimba, and I said, hey, there's a job coming up if you want it. And he's like, oh yeah. So then he came over after I'd been there for about 3 or 4 years, and then said we were both then sort of gone from uni, and then separated into different places, then came back together at Planet, then separated again, and came back together at Mirvac. And then, what happened after that? We were working away at Mirvac. He'd stayed there for a couple of years, and then he was like, "No, I'm going to go out again." So he left, and I stayed. And then every time he was happy at his work, I was unhappy at mine, and vice versa, because we're always talking about starting our own thing. So come 2004 December, we caught up and we're like, yeah, I've had enough of this. Yeah, I've had enough of this. And we're like, well, let's start. So we both started Base then.